Hey guys, it's Robin, RsIslandCrafts, and welcome to my craft room. I haven't showed off my knitting in a while, so I thought I'd do a little extra video and just show you how I've been progressing with my projects. This is my I don't have much brain power and I just want to knit and not do anything project. I have this much left on my first skein of the Red Heart, Red, White, and Blue Striped Star yarn. So far I have gotten 1, 2, 3, 4 of the stars done, and I'll have enough for one more star. So it'll be 5 stars. I have another skein, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go ahead and dig into that one also because this is not going to be long enough. When I wrap it around my neck, it really only comes down to my waist, so you really kind of want to wrap it around a couple times. So I'm going to make it super long and just make it twice as long as this, and that'll be that. I store that one in one of my drawstring bags. This is when I was trying it with the little channel on the outside, and it has some pockets. Not a big fan of this one, but I use it because it's made. In my boxy sock knitting bag, I have Robby's next pair of socks. Just a basic vanilla socks that I always do for him. I usually do about 80 rounds on the foot before I start into his heel, and this is at about 55, so it's getting close. I was really surprised to have this little camo section in it, because when you look at the yarn, I mean, you can see there's some brown in it, but I thought it was just going to keep on striping like this did. But then you get this nice little spot of Fair Isle in there, so that was really nice. This is pair number 2 for him this year. I'm hoping to get this one done by the end of March, and that'll keep me at about the 6-week per pair schedule that I'm trying to go for. Now, in my Snoopy bag, I had just a little bit of this Snoopy fabric. It is the corduroy, and I really, really like it. So I turned it into this bag, added the leftovers onto the handles, and this bag holds my sweater. So I've gotten pretty far in the sweater since you last saw it. I'm not even sure if I've shown it off much past the waistband, but this one, since the rows are so long, I only knit on it. I get a couple rows in here or there, and it's become a long-term project. I want this cardigan, but since we're already in spring coming into summer, it's not like it's a rush anymore. Now in this bag is a Thank Gods for Bag project bag. This holds my piece de resistance. This is a lace weight shawl that I'm working on. I'll put the link to all the patterns down below because some of the names are very difficult to say. Things like my socks and my scarf, I'm really not using a pattern for those. A few years ago, someone had given me a mystery box of yarn. They said, you know, since I can't always buy these beautiful hand-dyed yarns and they weren't going to use them, they purchased these to make a shawl. They sent me the pattern and the yarns to make the shawl, a bunch of mini skeins. And I figured since they bought it at a yarn shop and they were chosen the colors, that they must all go together. So I decided that I would go ahead and make a shawl out of them. This is a really rich purple, and this is a beautiful like ocean blue green. Now you're going to see a lot of ends in this shawl, because I haven't woven any in yet. And it's a true lace shawl. So when a true lace shawl means when you're doing like yarn overs and lace work on the right side where you knit, when you go to the purl side, it's not a rest row where you just purl across. You're still doing yarn overs and lace work. So it's a little slow going because there's a lot of concentration to it. But once this is blocked out, I think this lace work is going to be really pretty. I started out with some of my least favorite. This was the most color there, so I made this be the main color. This is the end of ball 1, so I should have plenty. It's basically a scrap project is what the pattern says. But this will be up around the neck area, so I used colors that really weren't all that vibrant and that didn't matter to me that much. So that by the time I got to these 2 really pretty colors and these 2 pretty colors, that the bands of it would be wider so it would really showcase the yarn better. And I love pink, so I used the pink through this section. I always use stitch markers when I'm doing a shawl, especially with any type of patterning. That way I know each section has to have so many stitches, and I don't get to the end of the row and find out that I'm short or I have too many, and then you have to take the whole row back. You can just check each section to see where you screwed up. So after I'm done knitting this, because it's done with a sock weight yarn and it's a wool yarn, once it's blocked out, it's going to get so much bigger. I believe it's a crescent shaped shawl. So it's going to have a good distance across the shoulders and the back. And since it's a thinner yarn, it's going to be nice and light. But because it's wool, it'll have a little bit of warmth. So it'll be really nice. And that's all that I'm knitting on right now. So maybe I'll put up another update next month to see. You'll definitely see this shawl when it's finished. And any other project too, of course. Because you know I like to show off my finished projects. Sorry about any noise in the background because we have a lot of construction work going around here between a new roof on my neighbors and my front yard's being torn up because we're getting a fire hydrant, city water, and city sewer. It's going to be noisy and dusty for a while here. Alright, thank you for visiting my craft room and letting me show off all my different knitting projects, and I'll talk to you later. Bye!